Ryan's back now with a full check of the forecast. And Ryan, I think all eyes right now are on Sunday's storm.
Yes, and I want to mention that tomorrow is going to be fine. There may be some snow showers late in western Maine, but it's really a Sunday event, and it's almost all day.
Wow.
So this is going to be one of the longer duration storms we've had.
Okay.
And that also means we're going to go through several phases of precipitation. It starts out as snow everywhere, but by about noon we'll begin to change over to sleet and maybe a bit of freezing rain in southern Maine. And then during the evening, I think that mixing gets all the way into central and down east Maine. And at that point, a bit more freezing rain is likely, especially on parts of the mid-coast. So let's break down some of these precipitation types and why they're important. Obviously, snow is when the whole column of air is 32 or below, so the snowflake in the cloud makes it all the way to the ground with no problem. But what will be happening during the course of the day on Saturday is some warmer air will come in about 7,000 feet above the ground, and that will melt the snowflake into a raindrop. Now, if the cold air is deep enough before the ground level, that raindrop can refreeze into a sleet pellet, which is ideal because they don't cling to trees and power lines. They're a mess to clean up, but we don't get power outages from sleet. We get power outages from freezing rain, which is when that raindrop makes it all the way to the ground and the cold air is just at the ground level, freezing it on contact. And we think that we will have some of that, especially Sunday evening near the coastline. Here's the storm right now, and the issue is another area of low pressure will form offshore on Sunday and track near us, and that means the wind at the ground will be out of the northeast, and that holds the cold air at the ground level, even though up in the clouds it'll be warming up. So through the day tomorrow, it is a dry day. There will be more clouds in the western half of the state, more sunshine in eastern and northern Maine. Temperatures get into the low and mid 20s, teens up north. Good day to do some skiing or snowmobiling tomorrow. Snow showers will be in New Hampshire as early as 5 or 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, and a few do make it into southern Maine during the evening, and it will be cold, so these will coat the roads, but it shouldn't be heavy snow during tomorrow evening. This is midnight tomorrow night, and we'll go all the way to 6 o'clock Sunday morning, and the snow hasn't made much northward progress at that point, really just from about the mid-coast into central Maine south. But after that, it will start moving north. It'll get into Bangor around 9 or 10 in the morning, and it'll be snowing in the mountains at a good rate through the afternoon, while we see that change over to sleet and likely some freezing rain during the evening along the coastline. And again, still snowing up north. That's why they're going to get double-digit totals up there. A foot or more of snow will fall up through the county, parts of the Central Highlands. 6 to 10 inches around Route 2 into the Oxford Hills, where there will be some sleet that may mix in. And then in this area here, I think there's a good chance of 5 or 6 inches of snow, but you just get probably about 10, 12 hours worth in some cases of sleet and a bit of freezing rain on top of that. Sleet will weigh down the snow, and then freezing rain is what clings onto everything. And we may get up to about 1/4 of an inch of a glaze. That's not enough for widespread power outages, but there could be a few as it looks now Sunday evening. Seas tomorrow on the water will be 2 to 4 feet. So clouds increase tomorrow, a few snow showers tomorrow evening in western and southern Maine. By Sunday morning, there will be snow on the ground in southern Maine, and that snow moves north through the morning. We see a change over to sleet and some freezing rain during the afternoon. Behind this storm, it looks like this cold pattern continues next week, Chris. So what does fall, you're going to want to clean up because it's going nowhere.
Putting a wrinkle in all of that, I was just told by somebody at a hardware store in Portland last night, we're short on ice melt nationally. Still got to look into that, but can you imagine the problem for these local hardware stores that don't have enough ice melt for all of these people who are going to have it all weekend long?
Sounds like something we need to look into. That's a big problem.
Certainly will. All right, thanks, Ryan.